Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the new episode of today's Workflows Flywheeler. In this episode, we're going to focus about a particular topic, which is really important. Why? Because this is why the company become more successful and more profitable in the way too. So the key factor is about starting with building connections. And today with me, we have a guest, which is very close friend of me. We've been doing for so many exciting things for so many years, and it's one and only my friend Pedro Villaca. Hello, Pedro. Welcome
Hello,
to
John.
today's episode.
Nice to be together with you again. It's always a great pleasure to do these interactions and to be able to share my experience with you and with the audience.
Glad to have you too as well. So let's move to the last questions of today's show, which is about what are your top 3 tips to build strong relationship between with employees with other employees? Maybe we have covered a lot, but let's go ahead, Pedro. What is in your mind right now?
This is probably one of the most difficult because how can you motivate them to interact in between them? Of course, you can create working groups, you can promote that, but in fact, they need to feel it that is not imposed, that is something comfortable. I think the best way probably to address this topic is definitely to create common challenges, to put them in groups, to motivate to do something great. Of course, with some price attached to that, say, okay, now we have this project. I think that you should be doing this together. You should be interacting together, and definitely with that, you will create, force a little bit, but you will create a team spirit, a teamwork. In a more informal basis, I think it's more difficult. Of course, it's important that you have in your facilities somehow the facilities prepared to create this interaction. For instance, the modern offices, you have some spaces that you motivate the people to sit together, to take a coffee together, to play ping pong together. So to have some sort of facilitators in your facilities to create this team spirit. But of course, this should be done in a natural way. And this for me is the difficulty on this is exactly how do you promote it without forcing it? Because it's not about force, it's about to create the conditions, the baseline for the employees naturally connected more and more. Okay. This should be something easy because people spend most of their lives in the workplace. Today maybe less because we have more virtualization of the work, but nevertheless it's not an easy one. Just to finish also, I have one concern related with that, is the fact that now we are doing more and more virtual. How can we overcome also this problem being virtual? Okay, and that is, I think, just one way to do it, is that here the company really should promote. First of all, I'm not defending. In fact, I'm against that the company allows people to work remotely every time. I think that we may be very flexible, but the fact that we are always remote, I don't think that is a healthy thing, which means that companies should promote once in a while that employees meet physically. This can create with some rules or more or less rules, but it's something that I really believe that it's important. And because if we just leave the thing as it is today, you can remote virtually wherever you want every time. You come to situations that you have a big organization with a lot of people that never meet each other in their own life. And with that, you miss this employee-to-employee connection, definitely, but also you miss the brand awareness. People don't feel part of the company. So we need really to take this very seriously. It's something that is a shift in paradigm, so it's a new thing. But companies, now that we are back to normality after the pandemic, need really to consider very seriously. I see, and even I will give you the example of Siemens Healthineers. I see, for instance, in our headquarters, a lot of former colleagues that they start to use to work remotely. And for instance, even recently, I was talking with one of them and said, "Yeah, I go to the office once every 4 months." This is not healthy. He's completely disconnected from the organization. Not saying that he's not doing very well his job, but he's disconnected. And we need really to take this in consideration and somehow create the rules that, and this is a little bit forcing the people to be together once per week or once every 2 weeks, really need to go there. And then we can eventually even promote, the company can give the lunch or whatever, additionally, but really needs to promote this.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you for the input. So from my side, I will be saying this one. Probably I will give you a few tactics about this one. So for number one is about setting up a really good employee buddy program could be really valuable. So some companies are really successful, but a lot of companies tried and failed. The number one reason it's failed is about the idea was great, but the execution was poor. So now building a really effective buddy program among the employees and execute it and having a core facilitator who will constantly drive it will only make it successful. Otherwise, it will just fall apart. And like most of the companies who try to set up a buddy program. Number two, I will say this one, set a fair and transparent goal setting and performance evaluation program. Most of the company, the performance evaluation often become a toxic conversation or it's a very much paperwork. So it has to get away from this one and has to be more fair and transparent goal setting for the teams and individuals as well too. And that leads to number three is about set goals for the team, not only for the individuals. And if it's for a whole teams and
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So it has to set goals for the team. And then when you're setting goals for the whole teams, the whole team get accountable as well too. So not every goal should be for the teams. The same way, so every goal should not be for individuals as well too. If there is a good synergy and good balance based on the departments and the nature of the work they're working on, it will make the difference. So with this one, we're finishing today's all the questions. But before we wrap up, Pedro, do you want to share to our audience?
No, it was excellent. Thank you again. I think it was very nice insights, different perspectives. Of course, we cover much more than what it was in the plan, which is great. So we normally go to other outside of the boundaries, but it's really a great insight, and I think it's really a relevant topic, as I mentioned in my last comment. Moreover, that now we have all of this virtualization inside the company, externally, and we need to take this in consideration and speed more and more this communication and this interaction in between the people, because ultimately put more healthy organizations and put the more productivity on the job and more happiness at the end. For my side, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hopefully it was useful. Keep in touch.
Thank you very much for today's participation. And with this one, let's wrap up today's session. Thank you very much.
And you probably wanted to see the whole podcast episodes where we share a lot of strategies. So don't forget to click this video right now so you can see the whole episodes where we share a lot of strategy. Click the video right now and I will see you there. Are you a leader or an HR professional? So for you, this is a great channel. So don't forget to subscribe.